Welcome to Sports News. Andy Murray has been crowned champion of the Mubadala Tennis Championship without hitting a ball. Now, the world number 6 was built to play Novak Djokovic in today's decider, but his rival was forced to make a last-minute withdrawal because of illness. Now, the six-man exhibition event serves as the unofficial season opener.
Earlier that Novak wasn't feeling well, so you know it happens. It's one of the tough things about an individual sport is that you can't just substitute players in. Obviously, in team events you can do that, and it's just an unfortunate way to finish the week. Yeah, it's been very good first couple of matches. I played a very tough one with Lopez the first day. Then yesterday against Rafa, I played very well, and you know it was a good start to the new year. You know, and hopefully I'll keep getting better. And yeah, I go over to Australia this evening to play my next event in Perth, and hopefully I can keep it going.
Now, it wasn't all doom and gloom for tennis fans in Abu Dhabi, as they were able to watch 14-time Grand Slam champion Rafa Nadal in action. Playing in the third-place match against Stanislas Wawrinka, the Spaniard produced a battling display to claim a tied first set 7-6. The second set was a lot easier for Nadal as he dominated his Swiss rival to win in the end 6-3.
I want to be competing again well, trying to be ready for all the tournaments, and that's why I'm working so hard this December, now these weeks, and I hope to be ready for what's going on.
Norwegian club Strasborg have threatened to report Dolphin striker Eduok to FIFA for failing to honor his contract with them. Now, this is sequel to reports that Super Eagles invitee has struck a deal with the Tunisian club Esperance, which is in violation of FIFA's players' transfer regulations. Strasbourg sporting director Thomas Berntsen has insisted that penned a 4-year contract in December of last year. Well, that's it in sports news. The news at 10 continues shortly.
You're watching the news at 10. Back to our 2014 review series, and to further look at the issues on the foreign scene, we have here in the studios Ambassador Joe Keshi. Ambassador, you're welcome to the news at 10.
Thank you very much.
Beginning here in Nigeria, the much talked about foreign assistance to help in the rescue of the Chibok girls. 9 months after that rescue has not happened, what do you make of that scenario?
I think it demonstrates the challenge, the real challenge that we face, the difficulty of the crisis we find ourselves in. If you have some of the best intelligence units in the world helping you and they can't find the girls, I think it should leave us a little bit worried that we are probably dealing with a crisis that is deeper than we thought. And it could also lead to, you know, when it happened, there were some people who had doubts. Yeah. And it could also renew that doubt that, look, 9 months after, where do you take 200 and something girls to? How do they travel around without anybody seeing them? Without intelligence or somebody tipping off anybody of that these are where the girls are. It's also possible that the security agencies are aware where they are. But the last time I was here, I said, look, it shows the decisions that have to be made between going to rescue those girls and losing some and negotiating to get everybody back alive. So it's a big challenge. It just demonstrates the difficulties of the crisis. And, you know, when this crisis started, we all got the impression that, oh, it would end the next day, but it has turned out not to be so. And
Right.
so I always advocate that, look, we need to be patient because crises like this run their full cycle. And until that is done, we probably just be, if we just be impatient and put pressure on the government, we could actually make more mistakes than we want to at this point in time.
And another incident that got many people's goose, the row between Nigeria and South Africa over the seizure of the plane carrying arms purportedly with security personnel. Do you think that controversy was necessary?
No, well, I really don't have a clear-cut idea what happened, but I do now understand that it has been amicably resolved. The money has been returned back to the Nigerian government, and they found other ways of getting the arms that are needed for the, you know, for the military.
I understand that it was the black market thing, and
Well,
the U.S. wouldn't sell them the arms, so they had to go to the black market
when you find yourself in
for
the
national
when you
army.
find yourself in the kind of situation the Nigerian government at some point in time found itself,
Yes.
the only thing to do is to resort to the black market. Possibly that's what they did.
Now, in view, finally, of the new relations between the U.S. and Cuba, many didn't think was going to happen. What do you make of the future of the communist ideology, if there is one in the world now?
You know, I think the only place communism is surviving in some form, mixed with some form of capitalism, it's in China. Cuba hasn't renounced its communist ideology, but I think what has happened in the last couple of days, the renewal of a relationship between the two countries, I think for those who have followed the issue, it's a welcome development. And for me in person, I think I credit both sides because from the African perspective, Cuba has been a friend of Africa. Cuba has helped Africa in so many ways than we can imagine, despite the difficulties, you know, it experienced in the last 50 years. And then for them now to see a brighter future in their relationship with the United States, I think it's something that we must thank President Obama and the current leadership in Cuba for.
Thank you so much, Ambassador Joe Keshi. That's all we have time for. I wish we had more time. But thank you so much for coming on the News at 10.
Thank you very much.
Also on the foreign scene, alleged al-Qaeda leader and Abu Adab al-Libi has died just days before going on trial in New York over terrorist attacks carried out back in 2008. Reports say the 50-year-old died in hospital yesterday of liver cancer. Mr. Libi was seized in a U.S. raid in Tripoli in October 2013. He was to stand trial on January the 12th over the 1998 embassy attacks which killed more than 220 people in Kenya and Tanzania. Mr. Libi, whose real name was Nazir Abdulhamed al-Rakour, previously pleaded not guilty to terrorism charges. And the main news again. The crisis in the Benue State chapter of the APC has deepened as 4 of the governorship aspirants have resolved to challenge the conduct of the primary election in court. The Imo State Governor, Rochas Okorocha, has asked the State Police Command to remain non-partisan during the general elections. And alleged al-Qaeda commander has died just days before going on trial in New York over the U.S. Embassy attacks in Africa in 1998. That's it on the News at 10 tonight. Thank you so much for watching. I'm Olumide Macaulay. From all of us here, do have a good night.